Are you seeing this? Kiss your grandma night-night, because after she sees this chart, she will not be waking up again anytime soon. This one chart is finally approaching red alert levels, and we will see a resolution to this trend in just moments. But what exactly do you need to be watching out for? And after Bitcoin got slam dunked back down to $30,000 after the teensiest weensiest whittle baby dump, you will not believe what is most likely to come next. And in this video, I will be discussing my 5 largest altcoin bags. Sit down, buckle up, and strap on, because we have got some grannies to usher in to the afterlife. I'm your host, Squirts McHurts, and ever since I learned about Bitcoin 3 days ago, I've been addicted and have discovered patterns in these charts that will literally change your life. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications so you never miss these completely time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you guys are interested in any bonuses with getting altcoins or trading, make sure to check out the fantastic links below. And as well, if you want to earn free society tokens for roughly about 6 months during this drop, in addition to normal ADA delegating rewards or stake pool rewards, make sure to check out the links below as well. And without any further ado, let's dump in. There's tiny, there's medium, there's big, and then there is very big. Gigantic. So guys, if we take a look here with Bitcoin's chart, yesterday we saw a little itsy bitsy pump to the upside, touching us all the way up at about almost 32,000 US dollars. Absolutely huge, and big things are finally happening. So on Bitcoin's 3-day chart, despite all of the dumpiness, despite all of the bearishness, and the death of sentiment, Bitcoin on this 3-day chart is hinting at something showing up on the weekly chart as well. And what that thing is, at this very second, we are the teensy weensiest little move away from getting this bullish cross here on the MACD, confirming this momentum and catapulting us into massive greenage for the first time since we entered back on about February 3rd of this year, so about 4 months ago. And remember what Bitcoin's price was at that point. It had just dipped its tip down to about 33,000 and ultimately made a run up to about 48,000, where many people were excited. Here comes 50K. No, we did not get into the 50K range, but it was a pretty nice swing. You know, if you were trading that or just watching that, that's a nice almost 50% gain for Bitcoin. And altcoins moved as well. That was more exciting, at least than it is now, right? A lot more exciting than it is now. But as well, on this weekly chart, again, we see the same thing kind of shaping up. It's much more delayed than the 3-day chart. We're just about to get this bullish cross on the 3-day chart, as you can see right there. But on the weekly chart as well, pretty overextended, and we see us the second week into the shift into hopefully getting some green. Now, what's really interesting about this is that back in the summer of last year, we saw the shift happen where we went from bullish to bearish here, went very, very bearish. We did get a bullish flip back in about August of 2021, and it did actually lend itself to some nice pumpiness, right? We went from about the high 20,000, so about 29, 28,000, all the way up to about 69,000. Nice, where we set that new all-time high. And what's really interesting here as well is that we got the same bullish flip actually about 2.5, 3 months ago, roughly, about 2.5 months ago. And it turned into nothing. We got completely decimated here. So we had this bullish flip, and it was right at about Bitcoin, right around the $40,000 level. It went up a little bit more to about 48,000 and then completely dumped. Now, there are a lot of factors with this, right? It's not just Bitcoin. There were a lot of other reasons why this happened. However, again, that is something we see before we ultimately do see big run-ups. We, for example, even back here in 2019, we had this green, massive green, then massive red. Compared to where we are right now on the MACD, it looks like nothing because of how crazy crypto's got, right? The further you go back, the less and less it looks like. But we got this flip, very nice gainage for a while, and then massive dump. We got the same little thing here where we had this little flip of green, and then it flipped much heavier into red as well. And we kind of saw the same thing here at the very end of 2020, where we got two nice little rumps to the upside of greenage, and then we were about to flip very bearishly right here, right? We saw this get our smallest little amount of red, and then it immediately blasted to the moon, infinity and beyond. So again, our last attempt on this MACD to flip momentum did not work. But what happened instead was that we got another final dump episode and ultimately did set a lower low right here, which happened about a few weeks ago, back at about 25,000, depending on which exchange. But it looks as though that major dumpage was kind of like the final dumpage. Think about it this way. Have you ever gone to the bathroom and you had to pee really bad and you peed a lot and you stopped peeing just because maybe you had to go, they called your number at the hot dog store and you had to go pick up your hot dogs, or you had to pick up your hamburgers and you couldn't finish, right? But then you know what? You get home and you decide, man, I didn't finish my pee, better get the rest out. That's kind of like what this is, right? We had a massive pee, then they called us for our hot dogs right about here, had to stop. We got the rest of this pee out. Now is where the fun begins, because is this in fact the final little shakeout, if you will, the final little release, if you will, and now potentially the beginning of massive gainers, right? Basically, all I'm trying to use as a metaphor there is that the bag has been shaken and the bottom could have been completely released, right? I mean, if there's more dumping, if there's a much more dumping to go, I think it's very likely we would have seen it right here. What better time to have seen further dumping than right here? And we did get a pretty big dump. It's not like it wasn't that big. We did set a lower low, right? So that, the bears accomplished their goal there. But, and as well, something very interesting on this chart, the DXY, we've been talking about this since the middle of May. And this finally is that retest of the 21-day. Now, throughout the rest of this week, this is what I'm watching. We have a few days left. If the DXY gets rejected here, so far it's red. We actually touched our tip right here. And I'm looking into maybe tomorrow to seeing if we see how we get this candle to close. And then specifically if we get another attempt here and if we can actually break above it. Because there's only two scenarios here. We kind of continue battling here. We ultimately get above it and then retest it and then keep going up. Or we get rejected here and go down, retest this 50-day, at which point, getting rejected there again absolutely increases the chance of Bitcoin going completely bananas. And that's really the most important part. But as well, something very big here. Bitfinex Bitcoin longs hit a record high, but does that mean that Bitcoin has bottomed? So Bitcoin has been unable to close above 32,000 for the past 28 days, which is frustrating people, frustrating the Bitcoin bulls, and pushing the fear and greed index to bearish levels below 10. Even with June 6th small boost, the tech-heavy NASDAQ stock market index is down 24% year to date. However, margin traders are very bullish, and some analysts monitor the total lending amounts of Bitcoin and stablecoins to gain insight into whether investors are leaning bullish or bearish. And margin traders on Bitfinex entered their highest ever leverage long position yesterday. And you can see that here. It's something we've been covering as well. For pizza's sake, look at these longs. They're literally the highest they've ever been. If we go to the weekly chart, it's absolutely bananas. It's still going up. So does that mean that Bitcoin's going straight to the moon? Not necessarily, but it does give us some indication here. In mid-May, and currently stands at about roughly 90,000 Bitcoin contracts, its highest ever. And understanding how big this is, the longs we saw back in the last summer of 2021, previous all-time highs were about 54,000. So we've basically doubled that. Completely ginormous. These are the longs back then, which was the highest at this point. And now, this is where it was. Now look how much higher we are. This goes back years. This goes back like the past 5 years. So people are very long. Whales specifically on Bitfinex are very long. And these traders hit the bullseye as their bullish positions peaked right as Bitcoin bottomed. And over the next few months, they could sell those contracts at profit because they had basically gone long at the bottom and it kept going up, which makes the trade more profitable the higher it goes up. And you can sell it basically whenever to take your profit. And that reduces the number of long positions. But whales also do get it wrong, right? Just because this is happening does not mean that these whales betting on Bitcoin going up right here guarantees that it will go up. Absolutely not. As well, I wanted to cover just very quickly the top 5 altcoins that I have in my cryptocurrency bag. And for some of you guys, this will be kind of obvious because I've talked about them before. And yes, I have lower altcoin, lower market cap coins, but these take up. So Bitcoin and Ethereum take up like 80% of my portfolio, and then like pretty much the other 19.99% is these other cryptocurrencies. So obviously it's silly not to start off with Ethereum. Even though Ethereum is down roughly 63% of all-time highs, some of these coins, which we're going to be getting into in a second, are down much more. So Ethereum is a coin that I've absolutely been talking about for years now. and have been talking about how invested I am and how bullish I am on it. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree, but as well, Cardano as well, a competitor, or yeah, some people don't like to say that, but it absolutely is a competitor to Ethereum. I'm not married to any project. I have no emotional attachment to any product. I think it's smarter for me to invest in as many options as I can afford to. So again, Cardano, which absolutely has been explosive and has netted some insane gains, that is also one of my biggest bags. In fact, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, and then these other coins I'm going to be talking about literally take up like all of my portfolio. Even though I do have a total of 20 or so roughly coins total, some of those coins take up like the teensiest fraction of a percent. But yeah, ADA is down roughly 80% from all-time highs, so a little over $3. Currently, it's sitting around 61 cents. Could all of these coins go lower? Absolutely. However, at this point, for me, what I'm doing is accumulating some of these altcoins so cheaply, right? And as well, if you're interested in accumulating any of these altcoins, actually, if you use the Bybit or Femex link below, you can actually get deposit bonuses for just depositing to purchase these altcoins, and then you can, transfer them off and keep them on your hardware wallet, which is also linked to below. But yeah, if you are interested in getting any of these altcoins, absolutely take advantage of the free bonuses below for when you deposit to actually purchase some of these altcoins. And absolutely, my third biggest is Polygon. I've been talking about this a while as well. Down also 79%, very similar to Cardano. Actually right around 60 cents, and its all-time high was a little under $3, so about $2.92. Polygon, right, Matic is a solution or a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, so that's very important. I'm very bullish on it. Absolutely will be affected by the merge coming, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 months. And again, I just think this is a coin that, one, it performed amazingly well, and two, it's just a very solid coin, right? The last thing I want to do is invest in a coin that might rug pull my money, right? So absolutely, all of these coins that I'm talking about are coins that I don't believe technically anything could happen, right? But I'm very confident in all of these coins here. Kronos as well, down 81%, and I know a lot of people were disappointed with Crypto.com's slashing of rates and everything. However, I'm still very bullish on the project. It's down about, like we said, 81%, all-time high, right under $1, currently at about 17 cents. So that is another one. And Chainlink, which is a little disappointing towards the end of the last bull run up in 2021. It did very well in 2020, but it was a little disappointing. However, again, I think its time hasn't come yet. I think this is a coin that's going to linger where it currently is for a while, but then ultimately become very valuable because of literally like the fundamentals of what Chainlink is supposed to do. So Chainlink is one that and I have been very bullish on it for a very long time. I was pretty disappointed with how it didn't appreciate as much as I thought it should going into 2021. Again, it kind of peaked really early in the bull market, but ultimately it is a coin that I'm not letting go of. It's down 85%, all-time high of about $52, and it's currently about $7. So those basically make up all of my major investments within crypto. I absolutely have smaller ones. For example, PRQ, Parsec is another one people will comment about because it's something I talked about last year. I still have the entire position. It's down, we can look at how, I think it's down. It's a much smaller alt, so it did not hold up nearly as well. The smaller the alt, the more it gets banged pretty much, the lower it goes. Yeah, it's down about 94%. So got absolutely crushed. Ultimately a coin that I think has a unique opportunity in terms of price appreciation. But other than that, yeah, Bitcoin, again, I firmly do believe that we are about to see a move to the upside. Even if it's going to end up being a fake out, it looks very close. Yesterday we got smashed back down, but again, we're holding right around 30,000. If I would have to summarize the last 24 hours, basically, we just barred it. We had a nice little move to the upside and then straight back down. If you're a new channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications so you never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you guys are interested in any deals or bonuses, if you're interested in getting into those altcoins, there are massive deposit bonuses. You can get up to a couple $1,000s to deposit also free. Pretty much the more you deposit, up to a limit of about a couple $1,000s for that. But as well, if you are interested in earning ADA and as well earning free society tokens from the Ape Society for a limited time, and we're one of only a few pools that were accepted into this, it'll be distributed over the next 35 epochs, or about roughly 6 months. The information is popping up on your screen and below. And without any further ado, that's it for me.